in the raw. RK's Guyana Free Media, and I'm your friend, your host, your brother, Haji Dr. Roshan Khan. My friends, my beloved divine brothers and sisters, this recording is necessary to my opinion, and it has to do with the National Insurance Scheme. Now I want to make it quite clear from the beginning. The NIS are my friends, and I keep on trying to encourage and applaud them to remember that they were created to serve the people of this country, not to become a tyrant like a monkey on the backs of the Guyanese people. They are not supposed, to my opinion, from what I remember Forbes Burnham had said when he had established it, and I was quite a young man, and he was personally traveling through the country teaching people about the importance and the vitality of the National Insurance Scheme, which people were very hesitant to comply with. The aim was to make life easy for people. Yes, it is something you have to buy into. It is not something you can get for free. And our national insurance also gives you a pension, in addition to medical facilities and so on. And if you had a complaint, even after pension, the NIS will have to take care of you according to the arrangements and laws that governs the NIS. But if you never had complaint, or you think not claiming for sicknesses would help you, you are wrong. And I have a case like that. So this is NIS part 1. Part 2, I will be dealing about a woman and many other people I heard who missed one contribution. But in my case, of the person I know, a market vendor paid 30 extra, but they're not accepting that because within the time frame she didn't pay one. But the NIS never send them any statement annually or however they never sent any statement. So I think that is where, if this matter goes to court, they will lose the case, and it will set a precedent for others. The best thing for them to do will be to pay this lady her money. But the NIS are always my friends, and I wish them well. I did not have a problem getting my pension, and thank God for that. But at the same time, people need to get a benefit, and NIS need to have a humane hand and a humane heart, my divine friends and families. Now, what is part 1? Part 1 is about this. This is the Guyana Times, and that's the Honorable ASHNI SINGH, the Minister of Finance, and that's the NIS here. And this is Mr. ASHNI SINGH, Minister of Finance, and an intellectual and powerhouse of his own right. So, friends and families, government instructs NIS to pay dialysis patients entitled benefits. And it goes on to say, denial of claims because of government 600,000 grant perverse, the finance minister is saying, and saying to them and publicly. So the NIS is saying technically that because the government is awarding you $600,000, whatever refunds you are supposed to get as a NIS patient, whether you are in retirement or you are still not in retirement as yet, they're not supposed to use the fact that the government is paying each person with a problem with this dialysis issue $600,000. Now, the NIS is showing a very annoying other side of themselves. I have an itch in my throat, so I'm just having one of my favorite mints, chicks. It was called Calypso years ago. And they have no right, the minister is telling them. So let me give you some snippets of the long article. And this is part one of the NIS. I'm coming to the other one with the one missing contribution. And I will personally be leading, well, if it's necessary, maybe later this month or early in December, a protest. So NIS, be aware, you're my friends, but I'll be leading a protest at the NIS and inviting people who are having these problems to come and protest with me. We will inform the police, and I will be spearheading the protest. And I will also invite the minister, I doubt he will want to come, to join us. In light of complaints from some dialysis patients that the National Insurance Scheme, NIS, has been refusing to reimburse them for their dialysis treatment, Senior Minister with responsibility for finance, Dr. ASHNI SINGH, has instructed the agency to ensure that these claims are paid. The directive was passed on to the NIS management during an emergency meeting at the Finance Ministry on Thursday. Some persons have complained to the Finance Ministry of encountering difficulties with receiving their dialysis. That the NIS have adopted a policy whereby they're refusing to grant claims from patients for their dialysis treatment until they utilize the $600,000 cash grant being offered to them by the government. The NIS wants the people to use out that money first, then they will. In other words, the people can make a little bit something from their wonderful government and their humane government that they have in this country. They want people to spend their money out, then go to them. No. The minister says no. That is not the way. Let me hear what he says. I'm going to skip a little bit. According to, skipping a few paragraphs, to Dr. Singh, this grant was intended to be additional support for those patients and should not be used as a basis for persons being denied their legitimate benefits from the NIS. So it was not really given to them for dialysis, but it was given to them to help them because of the other difficulties they would be having. Some can't work. Again, the NIS might be giving them a difficulty to make them unfit for work. And some of them might not have another income. Some children do not support their parents. And so I move on, ladies and gentlemen. So that's not what the $600,000 grant by the Honorable Minister was meant to be for. And you know, ladies and gentlemen, let me make a commentary here. A lot of people, a few derelicts really, and who like to critique, why do I do this reading? It's in the papers. Well, many people don't get the papers. Many poor people can't read. Many people who are sick can't read. And some people like the style of my reading and commentary and compliment me for making it easy for them. So for those of you who think Haji Dr. Roshan Khan is doing something that is not necessary, you have to look at the kind of views that I get and the reviews. And you'll understand why people are looking at my presentations of In the Raw, RK's kind of free media. And those of you petty ones who want to make mockery, you go ahead, make mockery, but you mock yourselves. I have a strong backbone. ASHNI SINGH speaks, the Honorable Minister. I made it crystal clear during Thursday's meeting with NIS management that the government's $600,000 grant for dialysis patients is intended as an additional support to dialysis patients and was never intended to result in patients being denied their NIS benefits. The intention was always by the government to provide additional support. NIS, additional support. You cannot function as a dictator and annoy the people of this country. And like I said, I will be leading a protest against my beautiful friends of the NIS. And then to take it away through another institution of the state. So another state want to take it away technically, use the money first, then come to us. It is to give the people a chance to breathe. They're suffering. They're suffering from fear. And this government, the government of Excellency Dr. Irfan Ali, President, Vice President, Bara Jagdeo, Prime Minister Mark Phillips and the entire cabinet came up with this idea to help the citizens of this country across the board, not only members of a political party, but the entire people of this country who need dialysis. What an amazing government that we have, ladies and gentlemen. And you have to remember, those of you who are seeing these things and getting these things, you have to look at Aubrey Norton and what he does, and you have to look at the government in power of what they do, who deserve the vote, local government and otherwise. I'm not telling you who to vote for. You have to use your conscience. And so I made this very clear to the senior management of NIS that the $600,000 grant provided by the government for dialysis treatment is added to whatever was being enjoyed by the persons who have paid their NIS over the years and who are entitled to some degree of NIS support, Dr. Singh said. So I jump a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Challenges have been faced by persons undergoing dialysis. So the NIS management is bereft of this wisdom. I have a lot of respect for them. Why are they turning anti-people? When Forbes' born wish and desire was for the NIS to help people. Okay, you cannot get too much into it if a person missed one because of your failure of the NIS to provide statements, and they miss one, you will deny them their life? You will deny them their life? So they are faced with tremendous costs associated with treatment, including the dialysis treatment, associated medication, and other expenditure, like proper diet, ladies and gentlemen. Diet for these people who are having kidney problems, they have to eat special foods. Oftentimes, patients would require dialysis treatment twice, sometimes thrice a week, etc. And so, recognizing this, we introduced the dialysis support program under which every single person receiving dialysis on a regular basis will get a grant of $600,000. It would be perverse to now turn around and penalize those people by taking away their NIS reimbursement for dialysis treatment. He continued. And I skip again, ladies and gentlemen. I give very clear instructions that they're not to use the receipt or a $600,000 grant from the government by any dialysis patient as the basis for denying any person who is otherwise legitimately entitled to the support from the NIS. And I jump again a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Back in April, the government rolled out $600,000 assistance to dialysis patients across the country. And over some 47 million was paid out to some 79 hemodialysis patients to help subsidize their treatment expenses during the first day of distribution. A total of 180 million was allocated in the budget to support 300 persons in need of treatment. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony has already reassured dialysis patients across the country that this assistance would be permanent would be a permanent measure in the country's annual budget going forward. So I want to end this juncture with that, ladies and gentlemen. There's another paragraph or two, but you got the point of the government. We have to applaud the government of this day. What is worrying me, if the ASHNI takes power, the PNC, or if the ASHNI still exists, as their partner that they use a lot and make them fools, the AFC, will not be there. But if they take power, as the AFC had joined them, you people must never forget this about the AFC. Ram Jatan. Ram Jatan. Ram Jatan. Even my lady that I admire, Cathy Hughes, they all went ahead with denying the people the $10,000 cash grant per child per head in school, which was like a baby bonus, which this government, on taking power, made it 30,000 or more. I can't remember the exact amount. And they will make it more in time to come. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have to recognize where good is coming from as a people, as a nation. Recognize, especially you send the message at voting time, will the PNC, if they ever take power again, take this away from the dialysis patient? Will they take it away and eat it out themselves, as they and the AFC did with the $10,000 per child cash grant? Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Think with what you're dealing with. And while no government is perfect, this one is trying to be perfect. This is the government of the day. I'm not a spokesperson for them, but I, as an independent thinker and supporter, I must stand for what is right. Your friend, your brother, Haji Dr. Roshan Khan, in the raw. Say thank you. Farewell, friend.